Hey fam, how you doing? Thank you for watching. I want to come on here so I can do my review of Run the World, episode 3. So let's get right into it. Oh, please take a moment, hit the like button, become a subscriber, okay? All right, so the show begins with the guys basically, and they're in a sports bar. And when I say the guys, I mean Whitney's fiance Ola, Renee's soon to be ex husband. The two of them are watching a soccer game and they're discussing, basically, like joking, that Dominicans should not be saying the N word pretty much. It's fun. And at this point, Satan walks in. You remember him, Christian, Ella's ex? He comes in. And basically, the soon to be ex husband has to let him know that he's getting a divorce. That he tries to talk about his feelings, and Ola cuts him off basically at that moment. And Satan is like, let this black man share his feelings. And I do appreciate this moment because we all know that as a black community, we don't do a whole lot to address feelings when it comes to men. And when guys get together with their men friends, they should have a safe space where they can address those feelings. So I appreciate this moment. All right, so they tell him basically that Ella's birthday is tomorrow night, and he's like, yeah, I do know that. And they invite him to a karaoke birthday party that she's having. The goal of these niggas right here. Okay, how you gonna invite that? Anyway, okay, so from there, Ella is walking around, looking beautiful, out in the rain with an umbrella in New York, doing her thing, and she gets a phone call from Renee, who tries to sing her a very soulful happy birthday song, and she's not that good. So Ella cuts her off basically, and Renee's like, so what are you sad walking around today? And she's like, well, at least I can be depressed on my own time. And she's just basically, tripping off the fact that she's now 32 and she's not where she wants to be in life, that she basically peaked at 29 as an author, only to be let go from the label that she was writing for. And now she's writing for an online gossip magazine. So she's not in the best of moods. But anyway, Renee's, letting her know, you chill out. We're gonna do our karaoke thing, and we're gonna have food and friends and fun, and you can put all this crap behind you, basically. And she kept saying 32 is such an unimportant number. People kill me with these numbers, okay? I mean, yeah, we connect with some numbers more than others, but man, don't discredit a whole year your life because you're not happy with the number. That is like freaking retarded to me. All right, so then we have Renee's. She's at work, and they're doing a photo shoot for a product, and basically she's pushing her boss for VP of the branch strategy role. And basically part of this is because there's a huge uptick in black interest in health and wellness. So this is a good reason. It's part of the reason that she needs to be there. Why? Representation. She's black, okay? So basically her boss is letting her know, you don't have to sell yourself to me. You've been my day one, and I'm going to for sure talk to my boss about this, putting you in the position you're asking for because you deserve it. So then we go, Whitney and Ola, they're at home and chilling, planning their wedding, basically going over their registry list, asking for some crazy stuff that probably married people shouldn't ask for. All right, and they also discuss how they're going to dress up as Nelly and Kelly for the karaoke party. Sidebar, a karaoke party? This sounds genius, y'all. I mean, it's one thing to get up there in front of a whole bunch of strangers. I don't know. I just feel like it was like me and my girls doing our thing, doing some karaoke. That would be fun. This is a really good idea. Okay, so basically Ola is hinting towards the fact that he wants some children soon, and he's pushing this on her at the same time trying to seduce her, and she's like, this is not a turn on, right? So anyway, from there we go to, let me see, Ella at the movie event for the press. So on her birthday, she has to go do a job basically, and it's a new movie that's out, and she needs to go interview one of the actresses that is in the movie. And then she gets there, and our Asian whiskey dick guy, he's there, and he is cute, y'all. The Asian dude. Okay, so he shares basically how totally mortified he is over the night that happened between them, And she's like, it's no big deal, whatever. And she invites him to her birthday party, the karaoke birthday party. But he says he actually has another event afterwards, so he has to work. He can't make it there. All right, so the hostess who's talking to them, she comes and she's like, what magazine are you here for? What magazine are you here for? And when she finds out that Ella is there for an online magazine, and she's like, oh, you guys are last, like dead last. Like, man, online magazines get no respect in this game, okay? So from there we see Matthew. He's walking down the street and he sees Sandy standing there talking to a group of her college peers, and he walks past her like he don't see her. He ain't saying a word, nothing. So she runs up and she's like, hello, what the fuck? And he's like, look, I'm trying to respect you. You want us to keep this a secret. And she's like, I know, but you can at least speak to me, say hi. And he's like, so anyway, what she's explaining to him is how her life would explode. No matter how far she's gone in her career at the school, as soon as everybody finds out that she's fucking this superior, they're all going to give all her credit that she's worked for to him, basically stating he's the only reason she got where she's at. And he's like, I know. He's like, but I would lose something in this too. I could possibly use my tenure. And he's like, I love you and you love me and we're adults. Why can't we just rip the band-aid off? And she's like, I know, I'm just not ready to right now. And she's like, but you're still coming to the karaoke party with me tonight, right? And he's like, yeah, all right. So then we have back to Ella and the Whiskey Dick. Ryan is his name. They're waiting, and he's talking to her basically for her interview, discussing the movie about a black professional woman who's freezing her eggs. And Ella's not feeling this movie. She's like, why do we keep making such a big deal about this? The whole working black woman with the closet full of Louis Vuitton shoes, but no man. She's like, that's played, blah, blah, blah. And then they actually call her in to do her interview. And the actress that she's interviewing, her name is Elle Finnish, and she's from the Baywatch movie, and she's also from Godfather of Harlem. I watch her on there, but that's who she's interviewing. And she presses her basically on the role that she played, pressuring of the overreacting with the freezing of the eggs and the single black woman. And Elle Finnish lets her know basically that women can be, what did she say? Perimenopausal, early menopause. Basically, she knows a woman who is their age because she had asked Ella, how old are you? And she's like 32 today. And she's like, so women our age. I know someone our age who went and got tested and she had five eggs. That's what she has, perimenopausal. She's like, this needs to be a serious concern of ours as women because it is very real. And you can see in that moment that sets into Ella, okay? So from there, we have all the girls. They're at a pool, an inside pool. They're on their swimsuits, sitting on the side. They got a glass of wine in hand and they're talking. And Ella brings up the freezing of the egg things. Gosh, my nose is starting on, excuse me. And the girls shoot it down, basically saying, I'm not worried about that right now. I'm trying to get pregnant the old-fashioned way. And especially Whitney, because we all know she's really not trying to get pregnant anytime soon. And Renee reminds her that Ola plays with strangers' kids in the grocery stores. And they remind her also of her wedding doubt and hope that she realizes what she has with Ola, because he basically believes that the sun rises and sets from her asshole. And they want to make sure that she didn't still have any cold feet. All right. She assures them that she does not. And at this moment, you see these old white men that are sitting at a nearby table who are definitely paying attention to them, and they're, ignoring them, but they're aware of it. And so basically, they end the conversation and they're all doing a toast for Ella's birthday. Happy birthday. And then, of course, one of the old white guys is all, yeah, happy birthday. Them white old men do like some black women, okay? So then we are at the karaoke party, and all that's there is Ella and her boss, Barb, Max from Living Single. They're there alone, and Barb goes in, starts singing, and she can't really sing. It's kind of painful trying to listen to her hit some notes. All right, then Ella looks a little horrified, basically, watching her sing, and then Renee shows up, and she's like, thank God it's not just us. And she's like, where's everybody at? And she's like, they're on their way. They'll be here soon. Okay, so then, oh, that's Kelly and Nelly. They show up and they start singing that song, No Matter What I Do. You know, the big hit between Nelly and Kelly. That's what they're singing. Oh, and they brought the outfits, the hair. Whitney's wearing Kelly's hair from the video. They definitely look the part. And then they get up there and sing. Whitney can actually sing, y'all. She's good. She can sing, okay? Then we have Renee. She shows up and she has invited Community Dick Chris, the one that Whitney fucked around on her fiance Ola with. That she shows up with him, and Whitney's like, "What the hell are you? What is he doing here?" And she's like, "Hello, I'm freshly single. I'm trying to get some community peen, okay?" So Whitney kind of loses her shit and drags Ella out into the hallway, and she basically just admits, I fucked Community Dick Chris," and she's like, "Please don't judge me." And she's like, I can't judge you. And she's like, "I'm so sorry to bring this up on your birthday." And she's like, "Yeah, because you probably shouldn't." So Ella turns around and walks away. I'm not trying to deal with this shit on my birthday, all right? So then Whitney goes back in, and Community Dick Chris is there, and he's like, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, hi." And she's like, she trying to play like she don't know this fool. And he's like, "You know who I am." And she's like, "Look, that was a huge mistake, and I need you to forget that it happened." And then as soon as she's done saying it, her fiance Ola has got on the stage, and he's singing some beautiful "I Love You" song to her. And like some of the girls are like, want to barf, throw up, whatever, because they're seeing this. Ooh, did I skip? I may have skipped something, y'all. Or maybe I did not. Mm-mm. Okay, also Sandy and her man has showed up. Man, I really skipped past my notes, y'all. Let me take a quick peek. Okay, so he's singing to her. Then all the girls end up getting on the stage, and Sandy has showed up there with her man Matthew. Okay, they all end up singing "Don't Walk Away" by Jade, and they all sound pretty good together. This is the coolest little secluded, quaint room that they're doing this karaoke party in, and this is an awesome business idea for people to do, because people will go to these parties. Just you and a few friends, and y'all act a food into your karaoke thing. And on this note, I must say, on the set of this show, they never fail when it comes to hair and makeup and clothes. There's good natural looks that are on this show, and I just appreciate who's doing all the hair and makeup and the styling of these girls, especially my girl Ella, because they never fail. Like I said, if you have a body and that look like her, you really can't go wrong. But they're doing the damn thing when it comes to her style. Sandy's too. All right. So Matthew lets Ella know that he had a wonderful time because they're getting ready to leave, and Ella doesn't want them to go, basically. And they're like, no, we gotta go. So as Matthew and Sandy are leaving, here comes Satan, and Sandy is not happy about it. Okay, and as he walks by, they've greeted him, and Matthew's like, "Is he supposed to be here?" And she's like, No, he's supposed to be in hell. Okay, so Ella is sitting on the stage at this point when Satan comes in, and she's drunk, and she starts singing. She's singing "You Ought to Know" by Alanis Morissette. How perfect is this song for this man? Okay, so she's doing her thing, and she's not the best singer, but you can see her starting to get into this song, and she does quite a few lines before she actually turns and looks and sees that Satan is there, and she started aiming all her words towards him in the song, and you could really see him receiving those words that he's giving to her. He looks sad. He puts his head down, and then she just stops in the middle of what he's doing, and she's like, "I'm fucking hungry," okay? And then the next thing you know, I'm sorry. Okay, Renee sees him, and she's like, "Oh, hell no, what are you doing here?" And he's like, "I was in the neighborhood." And Ola greets him very happily there. "Hey, what's up, bro?" And she's like, "Did you invite this nigga?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, I did." So Whitney and Renee are like, they're not happy about this, basically, but they're dealing with it. He's there. So Ella sings a powerful song, and she stops saying that she's starving. So her and Satan end up leaving, okay? And they go to one of their somewhat private spots that they normally go to, small restaurant, but he had to knock on the door to get them access to it. I guess he knows the owner, cook, whatever, because they let them in. There's only a couple other people in there, and the guy's like, we haven't seen you in a while, you know, it's really good to see you. So he brings her, he's like, it's lucky you guys called when you did, this is the very last plate. He brings her this big plate of some really good looking homemade mac and cheese, and you know she's been drunk, so this food's even better right now than it would have been had she not have been drinking. So they're sitting there talking, and Satan is like, I would like to see if I can get you to hate me a little less. And she's like, you should have thought about that before you left me. And he told her, she tells him, you told me 7 days before you left. And before you left to South Africa for the work that was supposed to be for a summer job, 3 months, y'all, 3 months. Okay, he didn't want to upset her, basically, he says, after she had been dropped from her label, and that's why he waited 7 days to tell her. And then and she said, well, then why were you gone for 2 years? And he's like, well, they asked me to stay. And he's like, I love the work. And he's like, and you weren't taking any of my calls. There was no more you and I. There was nothing for me to come back here for. And she's like, you could have come back for me. You could have come back for me. And he's like, what do you think I'm doing here? And then the owner comes up to them with a candle that has, you know, the one like with a cupcake that has a candle in it. And he's like, here, happy birthday. And Satan / Christian looks at her and he's like, make a wish, baby. And she closes her eyes and she does exactly that. And that's the end of the show. This is an excellent show. I love this show, y'all. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think about it. And I'll see you next week for episode 4. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.